Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our TGIF and Product Owner episode this week with Junaid Shaikh. Hey, Junaid, welcome back.
Hello, Vasco. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you back for, of course, the last episode of this week. But it's a great episode about the product owner role, one of the critical roles in the whole Scrum framework. And we'll talk about what great product owners do in a minute. But before that, share with us, Junaid, what was potentially the worst product owner anti-pattern you've witnessed in your career?
Yeah, I think the community would relate to me. I mean, there are not a lot of variations in these patterns. It's some of those common patterns that the product owner still is working as a team manager or a project manager based on his or her past experience. So, I mean, I always, whenever I have the first conversations with product owners, I ask them, and I see this pattern of, controlling command and control, project management, team management. I ask them a question. What is your role? They say, product owner. I said, exactly. So you own the product. You're the owner of the product, not the owner of the team, right? And then they say, yeah, you're right. I say, if you had to be a owner of the team, then we would have called you a project manager or a team manager. But you're being called as a product owner. So you own the product, not the team. And the anti-patterns, there was once a product owner who was so possessive of his team that, he wanted an approval on every small thing that the team wanted to try or wanted to do, right from processes, tools, to even, asking for holidays. The backlog, for example, he used to control the backlog so tightly. I understand. But then in the sprint planning, I observed that he was like, okay, this story, Mr. X, you take it. This story, Miss Y, you take it.
So not just the backlog.
Not just the backlog. Controlling so much, the command and control, like I've been saying. So, and also estimating it. So he said, this should take 4 days for you. And if the person used to say, I think it will take some time, so then there was counter arguments. Why do you think it will take so much time? I don't think so, because I have worked on it before. I was also a developer. I know it. And it was completely, anti-agile, let's say.
So when you think about this kind of perspective that certain product owners show up with, what do you think we could do as Scrum Masters in that situation? You already gave us an idea, right? Like just ask him what is the name of your role or something like that.
Yeah.
But these days, when you face this kind of anti-patterns, how do you usually go about it?
I have a different style, and every Scrum Master, every Agile coach have a different style, right? My style is I would not have a conflict right at the start. I usually go in, I just observe, even if there's a big anti-pattern, I don't say it. I make my notes. And then I try to build trust with the product owner and the team by, solving a smaller impediment or demonstrating that, I can be of help. So once you demonstrate that, the product owner starts having more trust in you I mean, this goes with everyone, they need to first realize that you are there to help. And once you gain that trust, then you can start having the coaching. You bring in your coaching tools, right? You start having one-to-one conversations with them. And the first few steps that I do is I teach. So I bring back the basics of Agile, like, this is what Agile is, this is what the basics are, and this is what the product owner role is. And then slowly and steadily, I start coaching. Like, you remember, this is what Agile says. And this has been the anti-pattern that we have been observing in our meetings. We don't do it this way, but Agile says you should do it this way. So again, I don't go for big bang. I always target 10 to 15% of improvement in anything that I want to at the start. Once that slowly starts seeping in, then if you look back, 6 months from where you started, you have already achieved like 30, 40% of an improvement there. So that is my approach whenever I work with a product owner, because these guys, the product owners usually have a lot of good business understanding, a lot of experience. And if you confront or say something to them not so nice in a larger meeting, they usually would not accept you for a longer term. So first, build that trust, demonstrate that you are there to help, and then slowly start teaching and coaching them.
I really like that. Build trust by demonstrating that you are there to help. And of course, that means that we need to hear what they want help with, because if they don't want help, you can't help them. So
exactly.
Listening is a very important part of the work that we do, of course. Junaid, of course, there aren't only bad product owners. There's also amazing product owners out there. And we want to know about one of those that you work with. So share with us potentially the best product owner you've ever worked with. How did they work?
Yeah. And I've been lucky enough to have a lot of good product owners that I've worked with in my journey. So I would call them great POs. That makes the job of the Scrum Master so easy and so comforting that, you feel like, okay, I don't want to leave this team. But those are the teams that need you the least. Yeah. So I could recollect one product owner. He was so good at communicating with the team, clear, concise communication. So I think the first important quality that I had in that Scrum PO was communication. If as a product owner, you're not able to communicate the right thing in the right way at the right moment to the team feels the pressure. So having clear communication is very important. The second most important thing, I think, is the open mindset. Openness to be able to coach. You cannot coach someone who does not want to be coached. So having that mindset that, okay, there is a Scrum Master who's there to help me, who understands the Scrum Master role. So having that open mindset to continuously improve. Third thing is not having that ego that, I have been here for 20 years and 25 years in this organization, and I know everything in and out. You're just new to this role. So now you will tell me how should I work. That ego is a big barrier for improvement. That demonstrates a lot of closed mindset. So having the readiness to adapt and learn new things is very important. This Scrum Master, this product owner, for example, when I joined this team, he had 5 source of truth for information. He had an Excel with 5 tabs. He had a whiteboard. He had Jira. He had other areas. And I was like, wow, how do you accumulate all of this information? It's like, no, I have to do it. And I was like, okay, how do you share this information with the team? I go with all 5. I said, sorry, again, coming back to the basics. What are the 3 pillars of Scrum? Transparency. So do you think having 5 sources of truth, you're being transparent to the team? Then we said, okay, how can we merge all of this and have one tool? Like if you have Jira, I don't think so you need anything else. You can do everything in there. So he said, okay, help me. How can I do it? I said, sorry, I cannot do the push-ups for you. You have to do the push-ups for yourself. I
That's
can
a great way
only
to put it. I can't do the push-ups for you. I should steal that phrase.
exactly. So you have to do the push-ups, but I can coach you. I can be there at your side and tell you how you do it. Because that's also an anti-pattern. The product owners always say, "Oh, you are the Scrum Master. You should be the one solving this problem for us." Sorry, like I said, I cannot do the push-ups for you. So then we slowly and steadily analyzed everything, and then we merged everything in one tool. And then the team was really happy. They didn't have to take care of other tools. He was happy because then he was able to manage the product backlog so much better. So this product owner also had really good prioritization skills and the courage. One of the Scrum values is also courage. The courage to say no when needed. I see that, then he had to say no, and then he came back to the same guys. We have 10 things to do, but these are the top 3 or 5 priorities that I want you to focus on. You go and decide how you will convert this into a reality, but this is the what from my side. So this product owner had really good prioritization skills. He had the courage to say no, and he had the trust in the team to just define the what and leave the how to them and not venture into the how part. A lot of not good product owners, they venture into the how part as well. That's a big anti-pattern. So yeah, trusting the team, clear communication, saying no when needed, having good prioritization skills. I think these were all the things that I saw in that PO, and I used his example to some of the POs that are not up there. Like, this guy, he did it like this, and because a lot of times people say, but will that work? I said it worked for him. If it worked for him, at least you can give a try.
Absolutely.
And it might work for you as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a great example that now we've shared with the community. So hopefully many people will use that example with their POs and even share this episode with the POs. Why not?
Absolutely.
Junaid, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here with us. Before we go, though, let's talk about where we can find you and learn more about the work that you're doing.
Yes, I think I am available on LinkedIn. That's the best source for me, for anyone to connect. And as a coach, I'm not a Scrum Master. I'm not only dedicated to my teams. I am also responsible for the community at large. So if anyone at any point in time wants some, sounding board or sharing some information, I'm always available. You can find, I think, Vasco, I shared my LinkedIn profile with you. If you would like, please share it with the community.
Absolutely. We'll put the link in the show notes so that everybody can go to LinkedIn and send Junaid a message, ask a question, or share an experience, because this is how we learn as a community. So, Junaid, thank you very much for my part, for your generosity with your time and your knowledge.
Thank you so much, Vasco, for organizing this. Really crisp and clear questions, and really insightful and pragmatic. I would say, more importantly, pragmatic. That is needed. That are needed in this sort of time. So, thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure.
All right. I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack.
We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.